You're listening to Edge Radio TV. The views and opinions expressed in this program are that of the hosts or guests, and not the Edge Radio Network or its advertisers or affiliates.
Ooh, guess what? I'm back for round 2. Oh my God, they said I can come back because I was so live last week. But if you search through the little archives, you'll find it. But if you don't know what this is, do not adjust your radio or TV screen. It is me, CC. And it's story time with CC, or the Berry Empress, however you want to call it. And this show is about my time and my travels as a gay black man through the world. And my adventures and where I go, because it's always an adventure. And I swear, I promise you, I swear my last words will either be, what the fuck? Or, are you serious? And that's on everything. That's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'm not even lying. This week, we're going to go back to Jumanji. And I also want to say, Happy Pride. We get a month. That corporate sponsorship is our best friend. But I guarantee you, come 1st of July, America, we ain't got no time for you fabulous. Just know that, okay? Anyway, but during my story time, we're going to cover some things that I've paid attention to and that I want you guys to just understand and peep in as well. Now, if I go too fast, keep up. That's all I got to tell you. Or run it back. Or even, you can even tell me, like, what is it that you want to see for next week? Because I didn't get that the last time, but it's okay. So, this week, Jumanji, which takes place in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. And let me tell you, it was an adventure from jump. Number one, I really didn't want to go. Now, I didn't want to go, and hold on, pause. I know you're wondering, like, why is this a relevant story to tell for 1 hour with commercial breaks from various sponsorships around the world on Edge Radio TV that you're seeing today? Well, why don't you stay tuned and you'll find out. So, in my travels, this has got to be one of the most, are you serious, trips I've ever been on. So, the NAB, North American Bear Association, or, I said, you know what, CC, you need to get out there and you need to start dating, or you need to find someone that is, interested in you. Now, the reason why I say that is because in the community, the gay community, and since no pressure, I'm kind of representing for us this month and thereafter, there's a lot of separation inside of the gay community. And it's really, it's kind of funny because we want equal rights and we want to be treated fairly, but then we don't want to treat each other equally and we don't want to treat each other fairly. Yeah, I think I pretty much summed it up. So it's like I'm too fat to be average, and I'm too skinny to be a chub, and then I'm too black to be white, and I'm too white to be black, because I just found out on my 23andMe results that is a thing, because my father. That's another story time for another week in another session. Ding. So I am not queer enough to be queer, or I am too manly enough at times. It's just too much. So I've been dubbed the Bear Empress because in the community it's called a butch queen. And I'm sure someone's gonna write in and correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I'm from an older school, where we had desks that you slid into, not had chairs. So I don't know what you're talking about when you ask me all those things. Anyway, so a butch queen or a bear empress like myself, I was a welder, and I could fix anything but a broken heart, like my daddy said. I used to do electrical work with my father. I was an interior decorator. I'm a photographer. I dance. I mean, it's like what the girl don't do. So you see what I mean? It's a butch queen. I can change my own oil, yours too, and then walk in the house and cook dinner right after it, all while adjusting your feng shui while the cornbread is being prepared. So that's what That's what that means. Okay. So now back to the story at hand, because this is the lesson and the lessons. Understand? Getting to nap, I'm like, all right, let me just go. Okay, let me just go. Let me see what it's about. Let me just start, because this is 40. This was my 40th year on this planet, and this was one of my things to do for the month. So I figured, why not go and be with people like me? And maybe I might find a little honey dip along the way that likes people like me. But so when I pull up with the little airplane in tow, like I was the only one on it. Actually, I was the only one on it. I promise you, when you're the only black person when you travel, you notice it. And you also notice that when there's the only two white people who really they understand that you're uncomfortable, so they try to be friends with you, and they use the terms like "What's up, homie?" and you like, "Bitch, where do we meet? Who's your mother? And how do you make your cornbread? Is it Jiffy or is it corn cake? Because I need to know." And then there's always that other Latino person that is looking at you because they're trying to figure out how to relate to you, but you are really trying to be like, is there something I can help you with? And they're just like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And you're just like, why? You look white. So the fuck you worried about? It's kind of like one of those situations. And that's what I was in. On a plane that was the little jet, like one seat on this side, two on that side. Yeah, and I took up two of the seats. At the time, I was pushing probably about 380 pounds. And right now, I'm 300 pounds, thanks to my trainer, Coach Ty Graham. If you don't know who he is, he's on Instagram under Coach Ty Graham, I'm just saying. But under my trainer, I've gotten down to this. But before that, she was a big girl. So, I'm still one, but it's okay. So, pull up in the automobile is Jethro. I like to say. I'm lying about his name, but that really was his name, was Jethro. And he was really in a pickup truck, a Chevy Silverado. A Chevy Silverado with a crew cab with a seat about this big. So my Samsonite luggage was slinging around the back of his truck, and I kind of said it in a polite way, "Sir, I'm really not one of those people, but in this case, I am, because that Samsonite bag probably is your whole rent for the month, or it's probably your truck note and your rent, maybe your insurance. I don't know. The point is, don't sling my shit around, okay?" So now I'm getting slung around, and now, okay, I pull up, and he goes, "Where are you heading to?" I goes, "I'm finna go with a whole bunch of gay dudes in the woods, fat gay dudes. You might want to come. They might feed you, or they might eat you. If you play your cards right, you can get lucky." And this mofo looked at me and said, "Are you for real?" And I said, "Dead ass." He said, "Oh shit." He goes, I said, yeah, probably a lot of that too." So then he was like, "Okay. Well, now that's not my cup of tea, man. But to each his own, and everybody do their thing." I was like, "You damn right it is." I'm going to pause here in story time because, we do have to have those people that do pay the bills in this place, and they do give us money to play their little advertisements, and one day I'll be one of them. No, because I have my own show. But anyway, on Edge Radio TV, stay tuned. And when we return, we'll get into how I figured out that I didn't fit into the mold of the Bear Society, even though I look like one, and how racism is very alive. And well, shit, it's still there. I don't know what you thought I was gonna say different. I wasn't. All right, we'll be back right after these messages.
tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrix Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Well, I see you came back because you want to know more, because I have more to tell you. Because this story really does have some climatic moments. Because I was there from a Thursday until a Monday. So this is Thursday. So now that I have arrived and he has dropped me off nervously, Jethro drives off. I give him this little rating, and then I turn around and we are at the Hilton Resort in Kentucky. Now, I thought when the words resort came up, I'm thinking indoor pool, beaches, indoor beaches. Yes, in Kentucky. I'm thinking, you know, pool boys, cabana boys, because it's a gay function. I'm thinking food, because at the time I was eating meat. I don't eat meat anymore. I just hold it in my mouth for long periods of time. And for there to be none of that was an absolute, you gotta be shitting me. Nobody came and got my bags when I got out of the car. I had to walk in by myself. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I was for real. So I get there and I arrived and I splurged on the nice room for myself because this is 40. This is my 40th year and I'm going to do the things that I've always wanted to do. Now, side note, this came about because I took care of my father and I took care of my mother and they passed away at the ages of 74 and 75. So my life was really spent taking care of them. So when I turned 40, they had already passed a year and I've already had a year to kind of deal with some stuff that related to them. And it was like, all right, I just recently, before that, not recently, but before that, lost 3 more major figures in my life. So I've lost like 5 major figures in my life, like literally either 2 in 1 year or back, and there's a back to back. So I really didn't have time to mourn anyone. So I had to really figure out a way to do me, because I've always taken care of somebody else, and my life passed me by. So this trip was really a trip this was my February activity, because each month of my 40th year on this planet, I made sure I had somewhere to go. It could be to a friend's house. It could be to Galveston. It could be Austin. It could be Dubai. Wherever. The point is, go visit a friend somewhere and go see them and enjoy the area and live in the moment there and let them show you around. But I didn't know anyone in Kentucky. It's probably where you zoom the camera in really close where it's like, you dumb bitch. I know. And I didn't know anything about Kentucky, Lexington. Sorry. Anyway, so I didn't know anything about Lexington. And I sure as hell didn't know anything about the bear community. So that's why I wanted to go. You know what? This will be fun. I arrived. Bags in tow. Check in. And my room was really nice. It was really nice. It was spacious. It was luxurious. It was good. It was all the finery, all this goodness, everything. And then that's when I realized that this was a fuck fest. I realized it was a fuck fest when someone knocked on my door, dick in hand. Hey, are you looking? No, whoa. Am I standing on the wrong side of the hotel? Like, excuse me, I had to call downstairs. Excuse me, is there the non-dick in hand side of the hotel that I can get on, please? Because I'm on the dick in hand side, and I don't really want to be on the dick in hand side. I want to be on the dick not in hand side. I probably want to be on the dick show me later side, but not the dick meet me at the door side. Like, is he the welcoming committee? Should I just, like, ignore that? Are there 5 more? Do I get options? Like, I want to know. Like, can I order one? Like, is it part of my package? Like, what do we do? What are we doing here? So, all right. She was like, no, it's just you guys. Basically, they had no answer. It was like, this is what you gays do. And I'm like, oh, hey. Well, lesson learned on that one. That's not the end of the story, though. That's just the end of that story. So, as I am unpacking, there's another knock at the door. And I'm like, if there's one more dick in hand on the other side of this door, I'm going to fuck it. No, I didn't say that. I said, if there's one more dick on the other side of this door, I'm going to find out what the hell is, and do I need to get in line? So I opened the door. Wasn't dick in hand. Oh, thank God. But it was the person telling me about the events that were occurring. So if like they come to your room and they say, hi, this is what's doing. You got to go check in. Okay. So I go check in. I did take a little shower because that plane was kind of musty. It was tight. I wasn't the only big bitch on it. Let's just be real. So I go downstairs. And also I have to stay fresh just in case something pops out since there's dick in hand readily available. So go downstairs and I check in. And as I'm checking in, I'm looking around like, where are the black people? Dead ass. Like, where are the colored? Is there a colored section? Not to say that I just want to be segregated. I just want to know, where can I find a piece of watermelon? Said I need some in the afternoon, or a young piece of fried chicken. I just need to know where to go. Like, where's my section? Just saying. Like, where's the cocoa butter? Is it here? It's not. It's coconut oil. Yeah, see, that's not my section. Okay. So, find out that I've registered and I didn't realize when it's like the VIP. I'm like, oh, yes, get the VIP. I get the skip lines. I get t-shirts. And then it happened. I said, I'm hungry. This is Thursday. People are coming. Okay? I just want to put that out there. Fat people are coming. Okay? I just want to also put out there that, fat, hungry people are traveling and coming. And you don't have a stitch of food out. Not shit. So, they're like, there's a Denny's in the parking lot. No, bitch, I didn't fly this 2 flights cramped up in some bullshit to go eat at Denny's. Nah, bruh. You better take your ass in the kitchen to make me something to eat because this is not going to happen. So they're like, you can order at the bar. Why am I ordering at the bar when I pay? Fuck. So this is what we're doing all weekend? Okay. So now I go to the bar to order me something to eat because there's no food available for fat bitches at a fat bitch convention. Still not registering. Hope someone from the convention hears me. Okay. So now I'm sitting there with drink in hand. At this time I was drinking. And I ordered some fries. because I had to eat light because, you know, you had to make sure you was ready for extracurricular activities because, you know, didn't want no shit popping off. Literally didn't want no shit popping off. So I was like, okay, give me some fries, maybe a sandwich, maybe some fruit. But that was light though, because anyway. So as I sat there, I was greeted by a person who is now my friend. But okay, fun fact, Cece doesn't like dudes bigger than him or the same size as him. I guess that's something that you say. People say, oh, you're, what is it, sizist, or you, what is it? Not racist, but where you don't like someone. But anyway, so they're telling me that I'm a hater because I don't like someone the same size as me. No, sweetheart, that's not it. Like, we both got a gut, okay? And when we lay on top of each other, there's space in other areas, and I can make up on my end. What are you doing on your end? And then you can't ride things like I need you to, because your stomach in the way, my stomach in the way. Then I'm going to be tired, you're going to be tired. I'm more flexible than you. I'm more agile than you. You're not as agile. No, I cannot fuck a fat dude. I'm sorry, I can't. No shade. Like, I can't. It is, oh my God. I don't even see how. Well, I mean, that's your preference, and I guess I shouldn't be worried about how you do it, but damn. And then my stomach don't sit up like that, so, you know, I gotta hold it up and then, like, slide up it. Nah, bro, I'm good. Give me a skinny dude, and we good. Okay, so now, progressing. So, and that's why I went to the convention, because there's chasers. You know, there's chubby chasers. Educational moment, the more you know. There's a star that needs to go across the screen. But educational moment that there are chubby chasers, and the chubby chasers like big dudes like myself, and I like little dudes like that. And there you go. See, everyone has someone. So now that we get checked in, I get checked in, and I'm getting propositioned by this guy, where I had to flat out say, I'm not interested in you. I'm sorry. It's not going down like that. He said, well, my husband and I. Oh, okay. So that's what he said. Yeah. I said, oh, okay. He said, well, we both like to, you know, have some fun with you tonight. I was like, no. It's not that I'm against it. God, no, I'm not against it. But I'm against both of y'all. Because once again, you are two big ass dudes. And where are you going to be on me? It is going to be hot, musty, funky, sweaty. It's going to smell like a well beach that's been out for 3 weeks. And if you don't know what that smells like, I do. It's just not pleasant. It smells like the undercarriage of a big dude. And for all you women out there who mess with big dudes, bless your heart. I mean, you must can't smell, or you must really love them. I had to pause for a moment of silence for your own dignity. So anyway, did not say that your dignity of fucking with a big dude. Your dignity of being down there when it get musty, because times get hard. Do you have a snorkel? Write in, let me know. So if you could only imagine two of these people asking me what's up, nope, can't do it, not do it, can't stop, won't stop, and I just stopped. So now I'm like, all right, let's just hang out, because apparently you go to these conventions and you go in groups. So people, like, this is some people's vacation. Like, it's their slutcation or their thoughtcation. Like, they go, they plan all year, they save up to get the nice room, to do all the amenities that they don't do because they're fucking each other all weekend. And that's what they do. Now, okay, 70% of them. 10% of the other remaining 30 are there to buy clothes and do the activities because they owe, and this is like they just come to watch the other people be doing stupid shit. Okay, that almost became me because I was like, what? Like, I guess I could just watch. The other ones have fetishes like puppy play, like where you dress up like a puppy and like you have a master, and or you're a dog or a puppy or wolf. You get on all fours. There's like little paws. There's like a little leather puppy mask. It's a thing. Some of them even have butt plugs that are tail. Yeah. So that's a thing. And they were there for that, you know, and then some of them were there for the fetish part. So other fetish parts was like leather and jock strap. So they were there for that. And I was there to learn about all these things because I don't know about any of them because that doesn't appeal to me. Not to say that I don't know, I haven't tried. No, I've seen it. I'm just like, nah. But then I'm like, let me learn to see why other people like it. So that's what I was there for. So when we come back, we're going to get into what the puppy play was like. I didn't do it. and then what the different rooms were, one that I stumbled into, and then also what were the dances like, because they had dances at the end of the night like a damn sock hawk, and let me tell you, it was not hopping. All right, you are on with CC and Storytime with CC on edgeradiotv.com, and we do thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for our sponsors, and we'll be back after these messages.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
We're back with Storytime with CC on edgeradiotv.com. And I hope you're tuning in live, because if you are, I really would like to hear what you guys have to say about this story time and any other suggestions on topics. Or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please drop me a line and we'll make sure we get you on. Now, let's continue. So let me recap really quick. We've gotten to Kentucky. We have survived a musty plane. We've survived Jethro. That was his real name. We've survived the dick in hand DoorDash that I didn't order and I didn't have to tip. We survived the propositions. We survived a lot of stuff. Now we're at the point where I'm getting to understand what this whole thing's about. Your girl goes to sleep on Thursday. So we have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday. Friday approaches and arrives. I wake up. The birds are singing. I'm like, what are we going to do this morning for breakfast? Because I'm VIP, I can skip the line. Only to wake up to skip the line to some bullshit. Like legit. Okay. Once again, I want to recap that there was no food. No food. It is a bear convention, and there are fat people who are hungry at this convention, and you don't have a drop, like not even a gummy bear for the bears. No, you don't. So what you have and what you're telling me that you have are some nachos made in somebody's garage by their abuelita who needed $15 on the food stamp tray, and she went on and made this for us. Oh, okay, I get it. But anyway, we're going to move on from that part. I found out that at this bear convention, there's no food. Once again, I'll say that again. But going into the next step was where it killed me at. I went on and I tried the food and I had what I had, which was not great. And I just pushed through. We arrived to later on that day where I had to go to Denny's. I had no choice but to make the sacrifice to go ahead on and just go to Denny's and make the best of breakfast, which is the only thing I could do. Because later on that day, there was a distillery tour that I just really didn't want to miss. But it's not that I wanted to miss it, it's just like I couldn't miss it because I already paid for it. So it kind of made no sense for me to miss it. Okay, so this distillery particularly was owned by two lesbians. And I was like, oh, because you know the lesbies, they do stuff really nice. Like they'll probably build the sky inside of that. So it was something that I really feel as though I had to see and I had to experience. So we get on a school bus. I just want to let you know that like 20 grown, super plus size men on a school bus fit for children. I'm just going to pause because the axles on that school bus, I know have been made out of vibranium. They had to have been made by Stark Industries. I know they were. Because to hold them all that weight, and then half of these took up a whole seat by themselves. I was one of them. But we're not going to talk about me. We're talking about them. But that's where I was like, okay, we can get a charter bus. But okay. I forgot we're roughing it. So we pull up to the distillery. And it's just us. Which was kind of like, should I be alarmed? Or should I be scared? Or should I be both? Whatever. So now we're in this distillery. And they're walking us through how the bourbon is made. And, let me just say, it's a process. And I learned quite a bit, on that tour. And I also learned how vodka was in Everclear. But that's neither here nor there. The part that got really strange was when they sat us all at the table for the tasting. And then I looked around and I was like, oh, there's another black person. Finally, Charlie Brown has found Snoopy. Now I'll let you figure out who's Snoopy and who's Charlie Brown, okay, by the end of the story. So we're sitting at the table and he flocks to me, I flock to him. And again, it wasn't anything like intentional. It was like when you grow up in the system for so long that you're the only in a place that you kind of gravitate towards your own so you can feel comfortable. And in this situation, I didn't feel not that I did, but I didn't, because nobody was approaching me. Nobody talked to me. Nobody said hello. Nobody approached me. And I'm friendly and approachable, damn it. And I'm cute. So no one said anything. So I was like, y'all some bitches have either got to be blind in one eye and can't see out the other, or you just don't know greatness when you see it. So I'm assuming that it was a combination of both. So now we're at the distillery. And I'm asking, is there food here? Because there's none at that place that we just came from. No? Okay, bet. So we tried the different bourbons and we tried the vodkas and whatever. And it wasn't for me. I mean, I drank it. I had a little buzz. It was cute. But now this is the part that really gets entertaining. When they ask, would anybody like to purchase any of these bourbons? Nobody said anything. Crickets. That's ouch. Like everybody came to your distillery and drank up your booze and didn't buy none of it. Yikes. So then, okay, that was day 2. I go back and now I'm over it because now I'm like, I'm hungry. I've had 2 propositions that were like, wait a minute, at least get to know my name. I realized that I shouldn't have came here by myself. And also I realized that I'm just not that much of a slut to be here. So maybe I should just go home now. But no, you paid your money. Ride it out. Let's see how this goes. And it was cold. I don't do cold. Okay, but I did apparently this time. I went and after that little drinking excursion, literally went in and took a nap and woke up at like midnight 30 because that's where. And I got back to the room at 3 o'clock. So that's where that day went. But I woke up to the dance. Okay. So the dance was themed boxers and socks. Or no, jocks and socks. So you wear a jock strap with your socks. I don't know about you, but I know I don't have an ass. I know this. There's $1,000 reward if you can find this son bitch. But in that place, I've never seen asses that concave or look like the sad part of a peach in my life. And I really applaud those gentlemen for really getting out there and putting that ass or their back in a sling for everyone to see. But I didn't have my back in a sling. No, I knew my limits. I gave you boxer briefs and some real cute Homer Simpson socks with a slight Gucci shoe. And that's when I knew I was out of place. So the guys, you know, come and think about it. Now I wonder, I guess that's why nobody was talking to me, because they was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is just my normal wardrobe. What do you expect from me? Okay. So now we're here, and at this moment is when the objectifying of the black man starts happening. In the community, there's this thing that when men, white men especially, or like some Latinos, but they're like, they'll even advertise it like in search of a BBC, or only want a BBC, or only want a black guy, and that's your preference, and that's fine. But when you start objectifying someone, that's kind of like, are you serious? And that happens a lot. Like a lot. Like they won't talk to you if you're not black. And I know some, you know, people in the heterosexual world that are like that. But in the LGBTQ plus community, it is very heavy. Being a black man in that community is not exactly, you know, I would say the most fun at times. But when you do and you encounter those moments that you're objectified and you're put out there like that, it really makes you stop and think, like, is this really like how this goes? And I say that is this really how this goes is because we all want respect and we all want unity and we all want these things and we all want everyone to not talk about us and blah, blah, blah. But here you are objectifying a person as if they're trash or as if they're an object or like slavery. That's what I go back to. And then you can say it's extreme, but probably if you say that that was a little bit extreme, you're not black. That's all I can say about that. It comes to a point where in this story time, it gets to, you have to look around the room and say, whoa, what in the hell did I sign up for? Because when we did the speed dating thing, no one put anything in my bag. Except the drag queens that are walking around, and they put stuff in your bag to make you not feel like no one liked you. Why didn't anyone put anything in my bag? Mostly because I answered the questions, I guess, for real, and I guess they wanted some fluff. Like one of the questions were, if there was a person dead or alive, who would you spend it with? Who would you spend the day with? And I said Angela Davis. Yeah, no, too black for that room. Let me tell you, it was way too black for that room. And I was like, okay, so maybe this isn't for me, but now I learned. All right, now, there was this one gentleman at the place, at the whole event, that we kind of hit it off. And this is where things take a turn for the better. I end up having dinner with him because he took me somewhere because I kept saying, I'm so damn hungry and I really don't want to sit in this place anymore. Because the next day when they were at this event and at the banquet, they had salad, more salad, some raggedy ass ribs, maybe a chicken leg or two, possibly some potato salad. But they tried. I'm like, this is Kentucky. I was expecting food. Like, seriously, I was expecting not to see my feet by end of trip. But instead, I lost weight on this trip because there was no food. So the guy who was a native Kentucky, a Kentucky native, there you go. He took me to the dinner and I said I wanted seafood. Lesson number 758,000. Never order seafood in a landlocked place. It's just not the smartest move. Because I was sick for the rest of the trip. Because why? I wanted fish and chips. Because I wanted to be fancy. But guess what? Bitch, I got sick. That's what I got. And not only did I get sick, I had to deal with being sick. Fortunately, he was a doctor and he gave me something to help me with that. And that's how I got over that night. But then when we move into Saturday Saturday is when the Chains and Whips ball happened. And boy, let me tell you. Coming up next, Chains and Whips on Edge Radio TV with Storytime with CC. Now, a word from our sponsors.
Hey y'all, I'm Robin B.
And I'm Dr. Kiva.
And we just want to know
How you living?
Join us every Monday
At noon Central Standard Time.
here on Edge Radio TV. Take care.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Welcome back for our last segment, and this story has an interesting Chains and Whips conclusion. It all started when I stumbled into a room where it said the Playroom, and I'm like, well, let me see what this whole thing is about. And the Playroom was on Saturday night because the day wasn't that exciting. It was the night. I walked in there with clothes on, of course, and I'm like, oh, why is everybody standing there? What they looking at? So I walked in to look, and I'm like, it's dark. I'm like, what is it? Somebody accidentally hit the curtain and the light flashed in, and it was like, baby, listen, to see this 600-pound man there, it was a job of the hunt moment. And we weren't on Star Wars. It was in that room. I was afraid. I was afraid for everyone around him, but that's what they liked. But when the little man that crawled between his, I wouldn't call it a FUPA, I would call it a Honda. When he crawled up out of his Honda trunk and just fell out completely wet, I was like, wow. There are people who really like to be trampled, and there are people who like to be suffocated by small villages. And that was definitely a village moment from the village people. I knew then this was not the place for me. Only to find out that the exhibition for the Chains and Whips was starting in 5 minutes, which was on the way to the next dance. That is when I saw them hoist up another big guy, had to be about 500 pounds. And I say hoist because I use the word hoist lightly. Like I felt like singing. Well, it's like Cranes in the sky. Somebody don't let that big man fall. Like, I didn't want him to fall, y'all. Ooh, Lord have mercy. It would have been a murder scene. And I feel like I have seen what I thought I didn't need to come see, but I've seen it. And I can now say I've seen it. And I can now say that it is wholeheartedly not for me. The dance was, again, not for me. And I know this whole trip had some, you know, I'm telling you this story because don't be like me. Don't be the black man running off to these adventures and you don't check the demographic of the group because you think you can make the best of it. When there's no food, there's no best of anything. Do you understand me? And when you have to tip the DJ $20 to play Shaka Khan because you need to get your dance on because everything they're playing from the 80s has nothing to do and you did not hear that on your Saturday morning cleanup routine, sweetheart, this, no. No, out like a fat girl playing dodgeball is my saying, and it will be, and this one gets that saying. Kentucky, I really thank you for the attempt at NAB, but it's not a black-friendly environment, even though Onyx, the Black Bear group, like they're black guys who are bears, Black Bears group, Onyx, get it? It's cute. They were very welcoming as well, because they thought I was, it don't matter, I'm a free agent, honey. I'm with everybody. I go from group to group. They just all can't come together because don't nobody get along, but I get along with everybody. That's just how it works. And I learned on my travel as a black LGBT plus, or just a gay man, as a black gay man traveling the world, it's different in where I'm received in all these different countries. Some countries are great. Some countries you get a warning if you try to talk to somebody. In some countries you can't even be yourself in public, but behind closed doors it's acceptable. I mean, that's kind of the same way it is here now. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, in the world of, well, the world, how do you let people treat other people or mistreat them, period? I guess that's what I should say. How do you let someone mistreat the other person? How could you turn the cheek and watch or witness something happen or unjustly to a person? Just like I sat here today and described the man made fun or said some things funny about certain situations, it still goes down to my basic principle is, hey, that's what makes them happy, and that's what they're going to do, what they're going to do. And baby, listen, but that don't mean I'm not going to stop here and give my commentary and commentation about it because baby, listen. Wow. Oh, wow. Today, I'm going to start giving you guys a little bit of an black LGBT little known history fact. And today, I want to start with an LGBT pioneer, and her name was Gladys Bentley. Now, Gladys Bentley was from 1907 to 1960. Gladys Bentley was a gender-bending performer during the Harlem Renaissance. Donning a top hat and tuxedo, Bentley would sing the blues in Harlem establishments like Clam House and the Ubaji Club? Yeah, that's it. According to the belated obituary published in 2019, the New York Times said that Bentley, who died in 1960 at the age of 52, was Harlem's most famous lesbian, and in the 1930s, among the best-known black entertainers in the United States. Gladys Bentley, a little-known black history and a little-known LGBT pioneer from 1907 to 1960. Thanks, Gladys, for being you and allowing people like myself to be myself and setting, setting the way, laying the gravel for the road that I travel. I really appreciate it. And this today has been your little-known black LGBT fact, because I feel like I need it. The end. So, I think my time has ran a course and Storytime with Cece has come to a conclusion. But I want to say that the Lexington, Kentucky experience is something that I will never do again. And I really hope they got their shit together. I really hope they found food and not from somebody's taco truck. And that's fine if it's a taco truck, but you cannot feed 100 fat, hungry men. Okay? Doesn't work like that. Especially when someone taking 6 and 7 trips. Okay, let that sink in. And your paper plates wasn't strong neither. Like, we can go into that, but I'm going to let you make it. Poor planning. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in with Storytime with Cece the Gay. And my next week guest will be, we'll just come back and watch because we don't know, because sometimes they be wanting to come and sometimes they don't, but whatever, it don't matter. But I'm going to still be entertaining and live. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or would you like to be on the show, leave a comment below or go to Edge Radio TV and let us know how we're doing and what we could do differently. Thanks for tuning in for Story Time with CC the Gay. And since I don't have outro music, I'm going to sing over the jazz music that may or may not be playing. I'm the jazz music for CC, and I'm so damn fly because I'm so fly. What does it say? Is it like Trick Daddy? No, I don't. Oh, you did? Can I sing over it? Is it like smooth jazz? Like, can I strip to it? It's not OnlyFans material. It's not OnlyFans material. Because if it ain't MacBook money, honey, I don't want it. Thanks, guys.